You're watching Langy TV, and this is the Midweek Roundup. And we're joined by senior coach Gus McLeod. Gus, 7 points clear, huge win against Mornington. What's your thoughts on that game?
Well, to be honest, we looked at it very closely. We know Mornington's a good side, so we've done our homework a little bit, and we allowed them quite a bit of possession, especially in the middle of the park. But as you probably noticed in the actual game, I think Axie's first touch was picking the ball out the net in the 40th minute. So the penetration for them wasn't there, but they had a lot of the ball and they looked as though they were going to run over the top of us. But in saying that, we were quite happy. As you know, that they've had some bad results near the end of games. And so we looked at that and we said if we can hold it and don't do nothing silly. We knew they were going to commit us very early, in which they did, and they've got some terrific players, you know, the boy Patchy and Buzzer and Stevie Elliott, so we were aware that it was going to be a good game. So when I got them in at half time, I just said, look, what we spoke about, they've got a lot of possession but they're not really penetrating us too much, so don't panic. And then obviously I think our fitness, our youthfulness and energy in the last 20-25 minutes really took over. I went man for man at the back because we were getting beat 1-0, and I think that changed the game a bit.
Obviously it was a massive win for Langwarren. You could see that in the celebrations at the end. You were a noticeable absence from those celebrations that were over social media. Any reason for that? Yeah,
it was 3 points. It was a great win and I was pleased, but that's the boys' celebration. It's up to them. They worked hard to get that. You know, if we've 2 games to go and we're 7 points clear, then I'll celebrate. I've been in this game far too long to take anything for granted, and my job's to keep them under wraps at the moment because they can get a bit cocky, and every team that comes and plays against you wants to knock off the guys at the top. You know, you've been in the game a long time, so we know what's happening.
So obviously that focus then takes to this week, and it's always a hard task on the way to Clifton Hill, having a great results there in the past. What's your thoughts on that game coming up?
Well, once again, everybody's fit, ready to go. Johnny Guthrie's back, our captain's back, Boris. Caleb's still away, the boy Kieran will play in the 21s. And that will get him ready for the following week. So everybody's fit and ready to go. And I must mention the 2 substitutes, Nabil and Serge. And I was just ready to put young Brandon on, but the final whistle went. So they added a bit of energy in too, and that's the beauty of having a big squad. And I was very, very pleased. And I was pleased for the boys. They've worked hard for it, so good luck to them.
We're joined by the man in the moment, Connor Belger. Connor, that was a massive win. What's it feeling like in the dressing room with the boys?
Oh, it was great. Everyone was happy, and the atmosphere after it was great. It was a good win.
Obviously, the atmosphere was huge for a reason. It was a massive derby win. Was there a few people getting in your ear before the week from the Langy family telling you how important this game was?
Yeah, everyone was getting around saying how big of a game it was. That Langy haven't beat them in a couple of years, was it? And it was just a massive win for us. Everyone was happy at the end of it.
And obviously that goal, the goal that sealed it, you looked like you could have done that all day. What was going through your head as you took that one?
I don't know, I actually just hit it out, and I just touched it inside, took another touch and then just hit it, I think, yeah. Or I had 2 touches inside and then hit it. It was a little bit of hitting out, really.
Let's not pretend you haven't watched it 17 times since that happened, Connor. Thanks very much for joining us, mate. All the best.
Thank you. Thanks.
Andy, you've been here longer than most out of this squad, and there's a few new faces in there. Obviously Mornington's a massive game for the fans and everyone else. Did you have a chat to the boys about what it meant to everyone here at Langy to beat Mornington?
Yeah, I think Gus mostly said what it meant to them. The fans absolutely drilled it into us, saying how much they want. That's the big one, especially going down to their ground. Definitely want to win that one.
Excellent. And obviously no Johnny Guthrie, no Boris this weekend, so a bit of a restructured defence with Nick Thorogood going back in. How did you guys cope with that?
Oh, difficult at first. Like, we took about 20 minutes to get into the game, but their experience, like Boris and Johnny, it's a big miss for us. But I thought we coped all right in the second half. The first half we struggled a bit though.
Excellent. And also a massive win, massive high. We've seen the celebrations after the game, but you got another game against Clifton Hill coming up this weekend, which is always tricky. You've been on the wrong end of a few results up there as well. So what's your thoughts ahead of that?
Yeah, last year we got absolutely tumbled, about 5-6-1, wasn't it? Wasn't good. But yeah, hopefully we go into with the same attitude that we did this week, because if we go in with a different attitude like we did against Manningham, there's a bit we'll get turned over. But hopefully we go with the same attitude as Mornington and we'll be all right.
Excellent. Thanks very much for your time, Andy. And let's have a look at the scores from around the grounds in Zagami's State League 1 South East. Obviously a huge result for Langwarren with a 2-1 win against Mornington. Warrego United got up in the Gippsland Derby 2-0 against Morwell Pegasus. Muro Bark lost 3-0 to St Kilda. Manningham United and next week's opponents FC Clifton Hill played out a 1-1 draw. Malvern City was probably the upset of the round with a 2-0 win over Caulfield United Cobras. And South Springvale and Casey Comets playing out a 2-2 draw. And of course this week's fixtures coming up as well. We've got Casey Comets up against Warrego United. St Kilda are hosting South Springvale. Malvern City will be hosting Mornington on the high after that massive win last week. Manningham United Blues are hosting Muro Bark. Obviously our game away to Clifton Hill. And Morwell Pegasus will be hosting Caulfield United Cobras. And having a look at the ladder, that obviously leaves us, as we mentioned with Gus earlier, 7 points clear of Caulfield United Cobras, with Manningham and St Kilda just a point behind that as well, and Mornington sitting on 14. So big gap right now, but there's a long time to go. Joined by Ian Greener, the head of AFCAT. He's brought down Ronnie Schneider. We're going to have a quick chat about Ronnie in a sec. But Ian Greener here is an extremely experienced football coach in Victoria, having spent time with VIS, FFV and the like. And he's going to give us a bit of information about our guest tonight. So Ian, we've got Ronnie Schneider down here tonight. If you can just give us a bit of an overview of what Ronnie's all about.
Okay, yeah, Ronnie's a pro licensed coach from Europe. He runs his own coach education program in Tel Aviv. He's well connected with FIFA and UEFA. He's the CEO of the European Coaches Association, which covers 49 of the 55 countries in Europe. And we've Skyped him in a few times with our Coaches Association, but he's here visiting family. So whilst here, I just said, look, Ronnie, can we just do a bit of work with you? So we did a coaching seminar on Saturday, and now we're just going around doing club visits, both with the NPL clubs and the community clubs, just to offer some advice to your local coaches and also get involved in a bit of a Q&A, find out what is happening in the world game, but particularly from a European point of view.
And how important is it, in your opinion, for experienced coaches like that to spend time with local community coaches?
I think it's great that the game is all about a matter of opinion, and Ronnie's actually going to tell us a lot of stuff which is going on in Europe, but also he's just going to highlight certain things which he thinks coaches globally need to be working on, particularly at the junior level. But it's good to work with the senior players tonight. When we finish with the practical, we're going to go inside and Ron's going to just put on a bit of a presentation, and then as I said, a Q&A, and we'll try and pick his brains. But he's got a wealth of experience. And I guess from a playing point of view, he played with and against Pele in the 70s, because one of his jobs, he worked in the US as the women's national coach, but he also played in the National League as well. So he's played at a good level, but he's coached across a lot of academies across the world, in Europe, but also in North America.
Get. One up. Go. Josie. Go. Lexi, give it in. Blue ball. Defense. What?
I play with the ball. I didn't say anything about physical fitness. The mindset is what counts. And when I like the ball and I'm a soccer player, I don't mind running harder and running and playing, because that's the name of the game. Okay? Move the ball, pass it, move, and the exchange. Peripheral vision. Those of you who didn't make quick decisions, boom, you lose the ball.
Okay, Ron, just tell us a little bit about why you're down here at Langwarren this evening.
Well, I'm here to visit my friends at the FFA and the FFV, and I've connected with Ian to come over and do some coaching enhancements and coaching seminars. And I did some seminars in the meets of Melbourne, and now I'm here to do a session. And then we go inside the room to do some discussion about football, about coaching, education, and coaches, how to really learn and how to share knowledge.
And Ron, just give us a little brief background on your football.
Well, I was born in Israel, grew up there, played in the A-League, played in the national team, and then went over to the US and lived there 15 years, played there professional, and then went back. I'm currently, and that's what's important, you know, I'm the head of the coaching education division for the last 15 years in Israel. I'm a board member of the coaching organization in Europe called EFCA. AEFCA. I'm a board member of the organization that we want to build as a worldwide organization. I was the women national team coach for 7.5 years. I was the men's select team in the US 3 times, coaching for the last 40 years. I'm here to share my knowledge.
I was going to say, is there anything that you haven't done?
Yeah,
football-wise?
Football-wise, I've enjoyed my career. I've enjoyed living with other people. The most I enjoy is really to share knowledge with other people, because there is so much you can learn and you can never stop learning.
Well, thanks very much for joining us tonight on Langy TV, and I hope the session goes well and everyone can get a little bit or a lot out of your valuable knowledge.
Well, it's just a piece of the ice, you know. It's a bits and bytes, but at least we share knowledge, and I'll enjoy it. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.
Yellow. Yellow. There's another goal. Ball. Yes. Ball. Go. Play. Only has the ball. Blue has the ball. Come on. Move.
Keep the balls inside all the time. Let them play. The practice must be effective. If you coach kids 70 minutes, your practice should be at least 70 minutes, but intensive. Not 70 minutes on a shanty basis, which is, I take my time. It's you, the one who set up the pace. And you could see when I pressure them, they play faster and harder. Emphasize is correct mistakes. Don't let the thing go and the game flow and you leave out the mistakes that you found. I saw the guys are not passing the ball right. I didn't want to really jump all over him. I just said, what's going on? Asked him a question, correct the mistake. Only by you correcting mistakes, he would learn what to do next. Also, I hear a lot of coaches sitting on the bench or standing on the line, and they are controlling the game. Pass to the right, kick to the left, the man behind you. No, quiet. Let them live the game. Let them try the game. Let them get in complex and find the solutions themselves. The elements that we are responsible for, and I would leave it for more questions, okay? Over here we have tactical, technical, physical, mental, nutrition. You guys in Australia, you like nutrition. And the key here is the player. It's not the coach. The key here is the player. But the person who is responsible to develop the kids' technical ability, tactical ability, mental ability. And I coached women in all levels, and I said I was 70% a psychologist, 20% a teacher, and 10% a coach. Honest to God.
Ron, on behalf of all
he asked the
Langone
good
coaches,
questions. Yes.
we thank you very much for giving up your time and
Okay.
coming here.
Yes.
And we'd just like to present you with
Thank
a
you
wee
very
memento for
Thank you
taking
very
it home.
much.
Keep you nice
Great.
and warm.
Hey. Answer, thank you very much, guys. I enjoyed it.
What did you get out of tonight's session?
Look, one of the things that was quite standoutish for me tonight is that the players in the training session should never be without a ball, and they should never be not doing something. Even when they're having a small break, it's just about keeping the momentum going. For you, we've only got 60 minutes. We really need to just be doing things all the time. By association, you get the fitness, you get the skills growth and all that sort of stuff. So I think that's the major thing. Another thing I learnt was about the ability to meld a team back, keep all the different personalities together, use the different skill levels as to the best of the team's ability, so that you can achieve the most with the team, but also that the team is the core. It's the players, it's not the coach. The coach is only the kind of the coordinator of getting all the players to achieve what they really should achieve.
Thanks for joining us on Langley TV for the Midweek Roundup, brought to you by Saxon Productions. Make sure you get to Clifton Hill game on the weekend, Saturday 3 o'clock, Quarries Park, and support the boys.